back. It's still the mid-morning show, and we are talking about if culture could speak. And our guest has been giving us a whole lot of insight about who we are, because culture is our identity. And this quote actually embraces that. It says, culture is simultaneously the fruit of people's history and a determinant of history.
So, in essence, culture is our now and our future.
Our future.
Yes. Yes.
That's a whole lot. Now, let's come back to the storytelling. Our stories say a whole lot about us. In fact, when I was little, and my mom will take us down to see grandparents, there will be this time they'll sit us down and then tell us stories, folk tales and all that. Those part of my childhood stayed with me. And I'll say that the majority of those stories they told actually led me to a point whereby when I got back, I was telling my mom, I need books, Yoruba books on this, on that. She will have to search through a box and give me the ones she read as a child. You know, that created this whole thirst in me. Now, when we come to this age, the 21st century, we have a whole lot of people, publishers, people who are writing. Now, who are those telling our stories? Are they telling the stories with authenticity, or are there other factors, at play that they consider in choosing what they choose to give to the public or not? Talk about economic reasons and all that. So, who are those telling our stories?
That's a very good question. Thank you very much. Over the years, I've seen various people tell our story. We and the Westerners. And I compare the stories. Sometimes when I read from the perspective of the Westerners, I observe that there are some facts that are, hidden in the process of trying to produce a story, maybe due to global standards or due to global acceptability.
Of the story
Yes, of the story.
Okay.
People have forgotten that if you want people to love you, if you want people to embrace your culture, you start by loving it first. You cannot give what you don't have. If you want, the best people to tell the stories of Africans are Africans. The best people to tell the story of a Nigerian is a Nigerian. As a matter of fact, the best people to tell the story of my people, the Eza people, is us, the Eza people. Because we are the only one that can communicate. Imagine I was able to embrace my son. I was able to tell you what it means. People will be like, oh, the serpent is dangerous. Oh, you're going to be a bad friend, meaning you're not, green snake under the green grass ideology and all of that. So you're a snake, oh. I didn't know that you're a snake. That is you demonizing who I am. No, don't do that. A snake is part of the animal kingdom, just like the lion. Just because the lion has glorified PR doesn't mean that the lion it has more depth than every other animal in the animal kingdom. Sometimes I like to joke that tiger is a lot more powerful than the lion. It's good PR. The lion has a good PR.
We have the jaguar.
Yeah, the jaguar.
We have the jaguar as well.
So I usually say that lion has good PR, but tiger has bad PR.
It's funny you mentioned the hyena.
Yeah, it's true.
So nice.
They are very cunning as well.
Powerful than the lion actually.
So,
better jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have bad PR. To be honest, everything is PR. However you present every single thing in this world will determine how people would perceive it. I just told it, I am sure that a lot of people have not viewed the serpent from the perspective of wisdom and strength and the ability to be able to observe. People have not viewed it from that perspective. They're always like, oh, run, no, so that the serpent will not bite you. Oh, run, no. In fact, in my mom's hometown, there's this serpent called Ejemba.
Okay.
They don't kill it.
All right.
They might just tell you to, make certain sacrifices because there's a saying that those snakes, those pythons, those snakes, the friendly ones, are messengers from the gods, are messengers from our ancestors. They carry messages. It's even sometimes.
You see, our culture is so unique, and you wonder how it just fades away. We have books, we have movies, we have a whole lot that are explaining what culture is. Yet we have the confusion. And you're saying that, yes, many of us, we don't want to accept or we don't love who we are. But we have seen these things. So can we really blame culture itself?
Okay, I would say that, yes, we are saying them, but how did they portray those things?
Okay.
Let's start with when I was growing up. My first encounter with the god Ekwensu. Like, Ekwensu is actually a god in the Igbo land. Ekwensu is sort of a god that can help you through war. But we were convinced that Ekwensu is actually the devil.
No,
It's like
can you imagine
It's
that?
like
How was it portrayed? Like in Nigerian movies, the only part they bring culture is when somebody wants to do ogonwo, money ritual. So they tell us that culture means you have to like kill somebody. Culture means you have to make sacrifice all the time. In Christianity, like, what makes you think there's no sacrifice in Christianity? What makes you think there's no sacrifice in Islam? So why are we bastardizing our own? Why are we not embracing it? It is the way we present our culture, our value. That is the way people would continually accept it. If you as an Igbo person will continually say that, you don't even want to understand who Ekwesu truly is. You just want to, for instance, Eshu. In the Christian part, Eshu is actually the devil. But Eshu is actually the gateway person, protector of the gateway.
Like the messenger of the gods,
Yeah.
as well in this case.
Just imagine so when we see the portrayal on screen, it is always portrayed as bad. It is always demonized. I was telling someone one day, I said, God gave Africa what we needed. God gave the Western people what they needed. If you do something wrong now, maybe let's say you stole about 1 million, and I give you the Bible to swear. As a Christian, you swear, even if you stole the money. I swear to God Almighty, I swear by this Bible and everything in it. Because you know you can go and pray and ask for forgiveness. Oh yeah, try Shango now. No, try it. Try Shokpono. Let me give you that. Even as a Christian, tell a Christian to use Shango to swear. Then, like, just give the Christian, oh yeah, no Shango. Use Shokpono. Or as an Igbo person, use Amadioa. May you strike me back. I think you know
there's this fear that will be in almost everybody.
Exactly. Like, people cannot tell lies when they know that. Because they know how potent those gods can be. People cannot say that, may Amadioha strike me if I'm like, because they know the and thunder is already striking you down.
Okay. Still talking about storytelling. When you pick up a book by Chinua Achebe,
Yeah.
you can't. I mean, things fall apart stands out.
Yeah.
You read Shoyinka's work. They are culturally rich. Now we have a lot of people writing today. Like you rightly said, about 70-something% of people don't even identify with their culture, let alone like, I am embrace them. So if we have amongst those people writing, how true can their portrayal be of our culture? And what do we need to do to reverse this trend?
How true can their portrayal be? Okay, first of all, I would like to say that I am actually a huge fan of Chinua Achebe. I started reading, even despite the fact that it wasn't, part of the literature that was recommended for me when I was preparing for WASE and NECO and Junior WASE. I was actually a Harvard reader growing up, so I read lots of Chinua Achebe's book. I read some of Wole Soyinka's book. I think one of the reasons why I didn't really particularly tilt towards Wole Soyinka is because it uses a lot of big grammar and I like simple words. But to be honest, the works are actually very nice. They're actually very nice. They have beautiful, beautiful stories. They have beautiful lessons and beautiful portrayal. It's just that I prefer a much more simpler way of communication. I think it was just at some point when I delved into publishing that I had to start embracing it because I'm like, okay, if you don't embrace it now, you are the publisher. How do you want to manage it? So I had to learn to embrace this. So anyways, moving down to young writers, I have read several books and my complaint has always been people don't portray things the way it is. So you're putting a veil in people's face. A lot of young Nigerians. I read a book about teenagers once, and then when I was reading the portrayal of those teenagers, they were being portrayed like 2-year-olds, like 3-year-olds, like 5-year-olds. And I'm like, okay, I was once a teenager. I know I was very smart. I know I had a lot of mischiefs under my sleeves. In fact, I know I was doing a whole lot of things. I had already started public speaking as a teenager, so you cannot tell me that this is how a teenager is. Mommy, can I go out? Mommy.
Like they always have issues.
Teenagers are not, like, teenagers are more, in fact, they are more of people who are in their rebellious stage. They want to be heard. If their opinions don't matter, they don't listen to you. If they're not willing to listen to them, to understand from their perspective, they'll be like, Agbalagbani, old school. I usually tell people that I have had higher rates of success convincing teenagers because I let them know that their opinion matters. So I sit down and listen to them. Okay, why are you doing this? And then the person talks and talks and talks. And then I speak to them from a place of understanding that, okay, actually, when I was a teenager, I was doing this as well. But then, this is what I think it is. And this is why I think you shouldn't do it. From a place of reasoning. So people don't portray them in the right way. I feel like young writers need to dig deeper. Young writers need to open their eyes.
You're seeing young writers. I've been seeing writers. I've read Nigerian authors in a very unique way. And I'm so surprised that they are seriously portraying Nigerian culture. Now, I guess they are kind of modernizing it because, obviously, we are modernizing ourselves. So maybe because they want to sell their books, they have to modernize some of the Nigerian culture. But I've read books, and what is so intriguing is that those in diaspora are the ones who are actually portraying the Nigerian culture.
Very Nigerian culture.
In a unique way. Then I'm confused. Because if they are out there and they're fully knowledgeable about the culture, and why we writers here are not portraying that. So where did the problem, why that disparity?
So I would say that a lot of times you feel like your country is the worst until you go live in another country.
Okay.
A lot of people, I had this conversation with somebody last night, and I was saying that, hey, Andrew, I think one of the reasons why people say that Nigeria is one of the leading fraudulent countries because they are refusing to portray the frauds that happens in other countries. In fact, they are smarter than us when it comes to this fraud thing, but they cover it with PR. But Nigerians,
we are the ones who will expose.
We tell everybody, oh, if it's in the US, it will happen like mad. It will happen, oh. It will happen like mad. If people can openly use gun in the United States on the streets, can you, okay, apart from police brutality that is common, how many times have you seen people openly shoot somebody in or you're like on the road? It happens a lot in the US. It happens. But because it is not spoken about in the media, like that's what it is. They choose to portray the positive side. Stop listening to their international news, listen to their local news, and then your mind will change about Nigeria. Inflation, you think it's just in Nigeria alone. Inflation is everywhere.
So those over there are finally embracing.
They're embracing the truth like, oh, Nigeria wasn't even that bad. Fine, the system is actually terrible. No, Nigeria wasn't that bad.
So more like finding themselves in a different line.
They are
open
now
their eyes to the reality that our culture is valuable. We're not so different after all. So they paid more attention now.
More attention.
Then why are we not paying attention?
Well, again, I would say it's the matter of we want to see. Exactly. Do you know the origin of some of their practices? No, you don't. But then we choose to embrace it and then overmix it in our own culture.
This is a very interesting one going on. Yeah.
Overmixing. Okay.
We will continue this conversation right after this break. Please stay with us. must say that's a quote that summarizes a whole lot we've been talking about lately. I mean, just a
Chinua
while ago.
Achebe.
Yes, please let's have that quote back on the screen. Until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. Chinua Achebe.
I think that's why
Right
many
there.
hunters back then were glorified.
It's the reality.
It's the reality.
This is basically talking about the Westerners and us.
Yeah.
Okay, they tell our own story. The reality is they will tell it from their own perspective in a way that will make them the hero of the story and us the villain of the story. But if it should be told by us,
Yeah.
you can be sure that we will be at the center of the story as well. That's why sometimes when you think about history, you have to consider who is writing it.
And now, aside even who is writing it, we have people actually writing it. But now we have the pads, we have ebooks, we have hard copies, but you hardly see people pick up the hard copies. Maybe that could be a problem when it comes to reading history. Because if you ask the teenagers now, and they're like, okay, can I have
Is it
it on my
available?
phone? You know? And I'm like, I read books now. Can't you just hold the book and just read it? And they tell you that it's easier now. Just flip through, read convenience, hold it, whatever. So do you think that the issue of technology, the issue of digital platforms could actually affect we getting connected to our history?
I would say yes, again, because PR is everything. People have portrayed culture over the years. In fact, it's just now that we're trying to reclaim the old cultural portrayal. Like, okay, let's portray it by ourselves. Let's tell you how we used to do it. In fact, I was really happy when, for the first time, Ojudioba broke the internet. I'm like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Let people know what we do in Nigeria.
True.
And then I saw the one for Olojo Festival. I'm like, aha,
We're getting there.
we're getting there. And then I saw the new album. I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. So I would say that it's a matter of going by that quote. I would put it in a different way. It's he who wins the war that tells the story of the war.
Yeah.
Meaning,
actually.
if I won the war, I can say that you came to me first with 1 million soldiers, but I had only 10,000, and I still beat all of you, even if I had about 10 million soldiers to beat a million soldiers. I can easily say that I had just 10,000. I am trying to glorify myself more. So basically, I think due to the fact that neo-colonialism happened even before the actual colonialism happened.
It had already happened.
It had already happened. And then I was also saying that, okay, when the colonialism was happening in the East, the Igbo people actually fought back several times. And when they saw that, because for about 36 years, there was continuous war between the Igbo people and the Western people that were trying to come and colonize us. It was until they were able to catch some of us that now liaised with them. That was when they were able to tell them that, okay, this is where they used to hide when they want